Hello and welcome to Because Fuck You, That's Why, the show where, in order to host it, all you gotta do is write some jokes.
Wow, you were such a success.
Cricket.
I may have screwed up this week. No, wait, I got a joke. So, a panel show and a podcast walk into a bar, and we fucked both of them.
Because we're whores.
Actually, I think it's more accurate to say that we watched them fuck, and then the baby is what we give to the world. The episode, our podcast panel show, Fuck Babies.
But you should see how many pickled eggs I can hold without using my hands.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, our show is basically that. It's a panel show where we play 3 games about comparing pop culture things in bizarre ways. The first team to get the most points at the end of 3 games wins and becomes savior of all humanity.
Woo!
I'm out.
Oh, hey, I won already. Sweep.
That was an easy win.
The best ever.
All right. So let's introduce our players. First, when people see him go by, they say, "Look at that giant asshole." And they're referring to his height. It's Jorge! What's going on, Jorge? So the question this week is there a movie quote that has any sort of special meaning to you?
Does it have to be like a single movie quote, or can it be kind of like a genre or a group of movie quotes?
I'll allow a group of movie quotes.
What I like to do in my regular everyday life when I'm out and about in the town is I like to quote the legendary Samuel L. Jackson. That way, if I do the quote and people recognize it, they don't know if I'm quoting him or actually yelling at people for being stupid. Hey, motherfucker, do you spigot? Why ain't no good driver? They just yell at people and they're like, "Oh yeah, I love that movie. I think I've been verbally assaulted. I'm not sure." And it just makes me giddy inside.
Yeah, I'll bet it does. All right, and his opponent and our current reigning champion.
Woo-woo.
When people see him go by, they say, "Look at that giant asshole," and they're referring to his rectum. It's Stevie.
Hey, what's up?
Stevie, what movie quote holds special meaning in your life?
Me? Oh, this is easy. 37 in a row? No. Probably I'm not even supposed to be here today because half the time I don't even know where the fuck I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
I can vouch for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those obviously come from Kevin Smith movies, Clerks being the main one there.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're both big Kevin Smith fans. In fact, we're going to see him in Toronto
Hell yeah, dude.
in a week and a half.
Can't wait. It's going to be February 1st, Saturday. We're going to be there definitely for the later show. We're both got tickets for. Trying to get you tickets for the earlier show. I got them a little earlier. And then we're going to hang out. Hopefully, if anybody's going to be out there, hit us up. I'm going to be wearing my Golgothans jersey with Midnight Smoke on the back, more than likely. Not sure what
I'm going to be wearing my... you know what? I think I'm going to be wearing my Dark Side Star Wars jersey because I think it's appropriate.
Nice. I like it.
So we'll somewhat match.
Hell yeah.
Shit Demons and the Empire.
You'll just be 2 white guys wearing hockey jerseys in Canada. No one's
going to know the difference. Exactly.
You're the opposite of standing out
We'll
there.
all blend in. We'll be like the worst Where's Waldo ever.
It's going to be the best. But if you're going to be at the theater for the Saturday, February 1st, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Roadshow, fucking hit us up.
Yeah,
We'll be there all
say
day.
hi.
Yeah, shit. I'm going to be blazed out of my mind, probably recording shit, so it'll be fun.
And the same weekend, I will be hanging out at my apartment, probably watching the Super Bowl. So if you know where I live, you want to come by, bring dip. I like dip.
Yes.
All right. And my movie quote, I think, is one of my favorites. Lillian Oglethorpe, Rocco Meloncheck. Rocco Meloncheck, Lillian Oglethorpe. In order to tell the two of you apart, one of you is going to have to wear a mustache. Like that quote and that entire movie informed my sense of humor so hard. I swear to God, to this day, I still take a lot of my humor from that movie and moments like that one. Another good one is Mr. Flackpfizer. Where? I'm sorry, I thought my father had showed up.
Nice.
These are all from Brain Donors, by the way. Brilliant, what would you call it? Like a Marx Brothers style comedy. Yeah, it's just very screwball, slapsticky comedy. It's very awesome.
It's old-fashioned,
underrated
comedy.
Underrated. It kind of flew under the radar when it came out, but it was just absolutely hysterical movie. So enough about me and our movies and our joys and whatnot. Let's get into the pain. Let's start with game 1, which is going to be Like, Share, Block, in which I'll present our players with 3 news stories, and they've got to figure out which one I would like, which one I would share, and which one I would block. Whichever team is closest to my choices will get 1 point. So, story number 1 that we're going to cover today is Build-A-Bear is making a Baby Yoda plushie.
Oh,
In related news, Build-A-Bear is also making a life-size Death Star out of money. So, yeah. Any surprise about this whatsoever?
None.
I'm kind of surprised it took so long.
I think the main reason, I think they actually talked about this, the reason it took so long to get the merchandise out for Baby Yoda is because they wanted to keep it a secret so bad.
Right.
And that's why they missed it for the holiday season.
They couldn't tell anyone
had
at the
no
companies. It would have gotten out eventually.
So even when they started getting that hype, when it first released, right at the Christmas, they were like, shit, we screwed up. They lost like $1 billion. They didn't really lose $1 billion, people, but they could have had an extra $1 billion just because of sales for the holiday season for that Baby Yoda.
Build-A-Bear also fucked up last Christmas.
Yeah, that was awesome. I tried getting to that shit because it was during work. It was down the road. I rolled in
They had
that
a
shit.
deal nationwide where you could bring in your kid and they could build a bear, and they paid their age of the kid for the Build-A-Bear, which I don't know personally, but from what I understand, Build-A-Bears are not cheap.
Right.
The process of sticking all this shit together and the costumes is not a cheap thing. So if you bring in your 6-year-old kid, it's going to cost you $6. Problem is, they didn't realize the promotion basically crashed the stores.
Yeah.
They had to turn people away.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
They later instituted like a ticket policy.
Right.
So maybe they're kind of learning from that. Build-A-Bear and Baby Yodas. You're that plus Star Wars fans. Yeah, it would have destroyed the malls.
Yeah.
Build-A-Bear is.
People are going to get trampled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a great highlight. Just 7 people trampling down the Build-A-Bear in Mall USA.
Dude, I swear it's just like a freaking Ewok underneath an ATST's foot.
Ooh, go smash.
Yikes. Now, I have not watched The Mandalorian yet.
Oh, so good.
I'm taking it you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it again. So.
No, I have not seen it.
So Steve, you're the only one who's
I'm going through Star Wars craziness right now. We watch all the original movies, like all of them, up until... the only one I haven't seen is the newest one. And Solo, just because I haven't been able to leave my house. I don't really want to see Solo. I'm going to, just when it comes out for free, though.
I mean, it's still on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother switching the app just to watch that show. That's how crappy I heard it was. But continue.
No, I was just going to ask, are you looking to get a Baby Yoda?
No. If somebody gave one to me, don't get me wrong, I'd probably giggle like a little child and happiness and stuff because they are adorable and they're
If you
cute.
get one, sure. You can go out your way.
No, I'm not. No, like if they had one at the Build-A-Bear and for some reason I happened to be there and there was no line and it was on sale and they're just like, hey, you want this shit? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. All right, I'll get one. But no, I'm not going to go out and buy one.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the only question I really had. So let's move on to our next story.
Mm-hmm.
Story number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Billie Eilish is making the title song for the upcoming James Bond film, No Time to Die, making her the youngest title artist in the franchise's history. Word is the bigwigs at MGM are hoping Billie Eilish will help capture the youth market, as everyone else has stopped giving a shit. So, yeah. New James Bond film, No Time to Die, Billie Eilish, who I have no feelings about one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't know.
I knew her name prior to this story, and I had a vague idea of what she looked like, and that was it.
I actually know nothing about her.
Yeah.
I'd never heard her name before. Don't know what she sings.
You probably know the one song, Bad Guy. I'm a bad guy.
Nope. Mm-hmm. I am so far out of the pop
music
culture
shit,
as far as music is, because
seriously.
and this is the thing, like you reach age 30 and you pretty much stop checking out new music and getting into it. I mean, there are differences, not everyone is like that, but your musical identity is pretty much set in stone from age 15 to 30. Like you get stuck in somewhere around there, and then you just don't listen to new stuff anymore.
I'm firmly rooted in 90s metal, rap, rock and rap, and that's about it.
Yeah, the only new music I get is when I'm on Pandora and it happens to hit a song I don't know, and I'm like, cool, it's a new song. Then I find out it came out 8 years ago anyway. And I'm like, whatever.
I mean, if I hear a new song and I like it, I will go after it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Somebody did a remix of the. It's not exactly a new song, that doesn't really qualify, but like the newest song that I can remember going after was like a mashup between Stranger Things and Into You by Selena Gomez. I think. Yeah. I don't give a rat shit about Selena Gomez, but like this song remixed with the Stranger Theme tune sounded so freaking good. I was like, oh man, I have to have that. And now occasionally I listen to it in my car like on repeat. It's so good. Awesome. It's so good. My brother turned me onto it. It's fantastic. But that's like an outstanding example. Like I am not listening to modern music.
No.
So.
Yeah, we're not. It's not.
That's why I'm like, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah. But new James Bond movie.
I think.
Cool.
I think with what's going on with the James Bond producers saying James Bond can never be a female lead.
Yeah.
So I think they're maybe trying to grasp at something to kind of undo the bad PR.
Yeah, there might be a titch of that to that, because a lot of people, myself included, did not take kindly to that. Especially after we'd spent the one podcast talking about the possibility.
Right.
I just like to. I guess we're not trendsetters, but I just like we know we have our finger on the pulse.
We were ahead of the curve,
exactly.
And yet we don't listen to any modern music whatsoever. We're not on that pulse. We're on this pulse, but not that one.
I listen to podcasts, not music. Come on now. I got like 30 shows I got to listen to.
Look, where my fingers end up, sometimes a broken clock is right twice. Whatever. Yeah. I just happen to find the right pulse at one time.
Yeah, the one in the rectum.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's story number 2. Let's move on to story number 3.
Cool.
The Final Fantasy VII Remake has been delayed. Yes, I'm afraid everyone who's desperate to see Tifa's glorious breasts in HD will just have to subscribe to Raspberry's Patreon like everybody else.
Yes. To be fair, amazing Patreon.
Selfless promotion.
Friend of the show, Raspberry. She's a very lovely girl, but she's also done some cosplays, and she does a lot of very sexy shoots. So go ahead and check out her Patreon. Like I said, Raspfairy, Raspberry. But on to the story. Final Fantasy VII Remake delayed. Now,
is there a big issue with it being delayed since it came out how many fucking years ago? The biggest change is, hey, we made it look shinier.
No.
No.
They've expanded the fuck out of that game.
How so?
The opening section when you just leave Midgar in Final Fantasy VII? I don't know if you ever played.
No, I've never played any of the Final Fantasy games. I am horrible for these last two categories.
It's like the first half of the first disc.
Okay.
Is you getting out of Midgar. And it takes about 10 hours, maybe a little less, maybe closer to 5, 7.
Just getting out of the main city.
Yeah, you're just getting out of the main city. In this game, that's apparently going to take somewhere between 50 and 60 hours.
Jesus.
To get out of the city?
They have expanded the holy fuck out of this game, apparently.
Oh, shit.
That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's bullshit. Maybe I'm exaggerating.
Right.
But this is what I'm hearing, is that they have basically taken every part of that game and blown it up to be bigger, have more to do, stuff like that.
Damn. Now are they saying it's being delayed because they're making it so bigger because they're running into problems? Because they made it so big.
I don't know the reason for the delay. However, delays aren't necessarily bad news.
This has been a problem that's going recently, because there were a few other AAA game titles that got delayed, wasn't there? I thought I remember hearing...
Well, the problem with the game industry is because they are so addicted to having crunch, keeping people on at the insane hours, 14, 16,
bullshit.
20 hours a day, working themselves to death, literally putting themselves in the hospital to get this game made. And it's such a huge problem in the industry that if the choice comes down to, our game's going to be delayed, or we can put everybody who works for us through hell, I would much rather take the delay. And in my opinion, a game that's late can still be good.
Right.
But a game that's early is bad forever.
Yes.
And I know in this day of patches, companies are more than willing to put out games that are broken and try and fix them later. But then you look at something like Fallout 76 and you're like, nope, it's shit. It's shit. And it will never be more than shit. It might grow up to be shit someday.
Yeah, I guess you're complaining because it's been 23 years since
yeah, something like that.
And there have been plenty of Final Fantasies in between then, between just the core games and tactics and whatever offshoots they've had. So it's not like you've gone 23 years without a title.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just people want this title.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's another couple months, whatever it is, especially for something that, like, just immense.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. It's it could be just like Final Fantasy VII was one of the biggest hits of its era. We'll find out, but
Right after this.
no, not quite, not quite. Before we get to that, don't jump ahead of me.
I have ants in my pants.
I rule here. Don't you cross me.
Sorry.
You've seen what I'll do.
Sorry, I know. Keep the pants on.
All right.
You'll be
So,
the sixth guy.
Stevie, you won the last game, so
Yes.
Jorge, you're going to get the first choice.
Oh, man.
Which of these stories did you think I would like, block, and share? Story number 1, again, Build-A-Bear making a Baby Yoda plushie. Story number 2, Billie Eilish making the theme song for the James Bond movie. And story 3, Final Fantasy VII remake being delayed.
I don't even know how these rules work. It's been so long since I got to pick the first game. This long streak of just dominating. So if I'm a little rusty, you'll forgive me.
Only the one type of game he always wins.
Yeah.
This time he's
Yeah, the
gonna
one
lose.
type of game isn't the whole game.
Just the type. The ones where you have to choose answers and questions.
Yeah, that one. Just that one
Just
time.
every single game we've had.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I think I will like the Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Her doing the James Bond song. I think
All right.
I think they are trying to maybe undo the damage they did with the no woman can be a Bond kind of thing. So I like that story.
Sorry, I just went right to a song. No woman, no bond. Sorry, continue.
We will record. I like it.
I'm not fucking editing.
So I will.
I don't care.
Okay. Might Jamaican accent at some point. Mama Club.
So you like the Billie
I will
Eilish?
like the Eilish. I'll share the Yoda thing. I think it's still on time. I mean, it's not too far past The Mandalorian season 1.
Mhm.
Season 2 has been announced, I believe.
Announced, not out yet.
So this is
Waiting.
on time. So I'll share the Baby Yoda thing. It's cute. Not my thing, but whatever.
Mhm.
And I mean, I guess I'll just block the Final Fantasy VII delay because it's delayed. It's going to come out when it comes out. There's nothing we can do about it. And like you said, there's no point pushing it forward trying to get it out now. So
Right.
it'll happen what's happened. So,
Wow, I am totally not even with you at all on any of
Okay.
those.
All right.
This
You
is
can-
awesome.
You can switch it around.
Yeah.
What are your answers?
Like
going to be?
seriously, since you haven't seen The Mandalorian, you don't know the amazing ambiance of your new god, Baby Yoda, yet. So I think, truthfully, you would probably block that one because you don't know. You haven't been pervied to that yet. The grace has yet to touch your eyelids. So
All right.
the Billie Irish thing, for James Bond, I think you'll
So how Irish and Japanese.
Irish. I believe that you'd share that one actually, just to bring out the word more. I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know. You said she's an up and coming person. I figure you're good about promoting other people and stuff. And I remember you liking James Bond. I know I love that shit. So we'll see. And the Final Fantasy, I think you'll like that one because you actually knew shit about it. I don't know anything, but you knew the names like the town and shit. So you know stuff. So that's why I think you like that
I
one.
mean, you played Final Fantasy VII, right?
No, I haven't played any of them.
Wow.
I played a little bit of Chrono Trigger. That game was cool.
Chrono shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. I played like
All right.
6 hours of that.
Oh, good God.
So remind me of your answers.
Easy. I have them right here, so you didn't have to think.
All right.
I wrote them down because I'm a smart
Go
guy.
ahead. Remind me. Say that again.
Block Build-A-Bear.
Block Billy.
Because fuck them.
Okay, and you said
Share Billy.
share Billy.
Yep, with the world.
Yep.
And then you like Final Fantasy.
Like Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Okay, and Jorge, you said
I want to block Final Fantasy.
block Final Fantasy.
I want to share Baby Yoda and like Billie Eilish.
Share Baby Yoda and like Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a first. Both of our contestants are
completely wrong.
completely wrong.
Holy shit, are you serious?
I picked like Build-A-Bear making a Baby Yoda plushie because I think it's cute. That's about it, really. I blocked the Billie Eilish story about James Bond film because I was in a mood of like, fuck James Bond. I don't know. After that, no woman can ever be James Bond. I was like, fuck this franchise. And I
Shouldn't have
don't
talked
give a
about
shit
that.
And I shared the Final Fantasy remake delayed because crunch is such a huge problem in the industry and because it's literally killing people. This is really important that delays are more a better option than Crunch is by a milestone. And I'd much rather a game I'm looking forward to be delayed than rushed out the door.
Yes.
100 times out of 100.
All the time.
Please take your time. Delay.
Not just for your employees, but don't piss off your fucking fan base to where we're like, screw you.
So, the good news is, even though each of you got it completely wrong in two completely different ways, I did have a tiebreaker set up for exactly.
Are you serious? This is amazing.
Yes. So it's first whoever liked my share. My share was Final Fantasy VII Remake being delayed. You blocked it. Stevie, you liked it, so you win the tie.
Oh, shit.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You get 1 point.
Yes.
Barely, somehow.
Barely, somehow. Yeah, I was positive this was never going to happen. Never in a million years. They're going to figure out, like, the share or the block. Those are the easy ones. They'll figure out one of them. Nope, not this time. Just kind of impressive, really.
That is pretty awesome.
I'm glad we could jointly shatter your expectations.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm glad I didn't have to, not give any points away. So, Gets Game 1. Game 2 is coming up right after this.
Oh, shit!
Hey, you!
Scared the living hell out of me. What?
When you need people to watch movies and TV shows that they had absolutely nothing to do with, who do you go to?
Probably the Nerd Blitz commentaries?
And when you need people to talk over said movies and TV shows that they had absolutely nothing to do with, then who do you go to?
Yeah, the Nerd Blitz commentaries.
That's right. And what do you think? Should superheroes kill?
With a few exceptions, no, I really don't think they should, man. They should set a good example and be better than humanity.
You need to wake the fuck up and stop living in a fucking dream world. 'Cause the Nerd Blitz commentaries just released a building-wrecking, neck-snapping, murder-filled new album to try and quench your near-insatiable, destruction-loving bloodlust.
I mean, I don't really think I have much of a bloodlust, but I'd kind of like to hear that album.
Then grab $5 and head over to tsdjaproductions.bandcamp.com and buy the Nerd Blitz commentaries, the DCCU album. It's over 6 hours of all new commentaries content that will leave you disappointed with the death-dealing decisions of others.
Okay, I can do that.
It's more hours than dollars.
Okay, even I know that's kind of lame.
Is it?
No.
Remember, head over to tsdjaproductions.bandcamp.com and get the DCCU album for just $5. Or you'll be branded and sent to your death by the bat for some reason.
And welcome back from that delightful commercial. Game 2 is going to be called Tinfoil Hat, in which I will give our players 2 subjects, and whichever player can devise the craziest conspiracy theory linking the 2 subjects will win the game and receive 2 points. So Stevie won the last game, so Jorge, you're going to get to choose which of the 2 of you goes first.
What's up? I am Blaze from that. I was going to say Blake. Break.
Well, now knowing that, you can go first. I want to hear this.
Oh, no, I was just telling you so you can entertain me.
Oh, why won't you entertain me?
Oh, okay, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Zip.
Wait a minute.
I have not you.
Damn.
Entertain me, bitches.
All right.
Helicopter dick.
So, conspiracy. What now?
Conspiracy theory linking the Oscar nominations
Oh, yes.
in 2020 and Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing about Shadow the Hedgehog. He's awesome, first of all. But he's been in the dark way too long.
Okay.
And he isn't happy.
Okay.
Do you like my pun?
Just a little bit.
In the dark?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Shadows.
Is he called a hedgehog? Does he hide the hedges? Or is he more of a bushman?
Well, I mean, no. Stop it.
Or does he bet cautiously with his hogs and hedge his hogs?
He's not that kind of criminal.
Not very smooth.
But he isn't happy. Because of all the hype that the Sonic live action movie is getting, he's pissed off at all of us because he can't get a new franchise deal.
Oh, that's true.
So he's all about fucking over our amazing actors we have now.
His one game was, I think, 2005?
It's forever ago. So what he did is he found one of Dr. Wily's old abandoned robotic factories. He was able to replace most of the voting nomination academy with robot replicas.
Oh.
All right. Or manipulated the living ones there with threats to their lives and their families' lives. Like, it gets fucking dark, right? All right.
Okay.
Shadow knew the best way was to fuck up Hollywood, and he knew how to do it. Take some of the most loved actors and have them win awards for shitty performances in shitty movies. Joker nominated how many fucking times? I mean, come on. DC doesn't need help fucking up their characters, all right? Joaquin didn't need the help. But, I mean, okay, fucking leave that out, all right? Fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Fucking hot, right?
Sure, yeah, I'm down.
But he's in a movie that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Well, all about fucking feet. Feet in every other fucking scene.
Well, that was Quentin Tarantino's thing,
Yeah.
I think.
You know, on second thought, no, that was a great fucking idea. Shadow didn't realize. Shadow didn't realize that was a good one. He just couldn't help it, man. Good ideas pop out every now and then, even when you're trying to mess up things. But other than like The Irishman, Joker, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the rest are really crap. Like all those other movies, all those nominations, they were nothing. Didn't hear anything about any of them. But they had great actors in them, man. Scarlett Johansson was in a movie. Charlize Theron was in a great one. Margot Robbie was in another one. All actresses who I really enjoy, wanted to see new shit coming from them. Didn't hear about any of those fucking movies until I looked at the list. And that's sad. But here's the fucking kicker, right? He's trying to get all this hype up, right? So he can come back into the spotlight because Sonic's doing his shit. Oh, fuck Sonic, man. Fuck him. Stupid hedgehog. Fuck capping his ass. So now, he wants his movie deal, man. And the best way is to fuck up with those actors, right?
Okay.
But Shadow really isn't the bad guy here. So get this shit.
All right.
You know that Sonic guy? Well, you know who he really is? Fucking Tom fucking Cruise. Look at his fucking stubby legs.
They're the same height.
Look at his stature. Now, the Church of Scientistology is behind Sonic's new success. Seriously, they are, man. How the fuck is all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're just going to digitally remove his legs. How are we going to do that? Make him fucking Tom Cruise. It's easy. He's got a new job. He's making more money for them. And they're keeping their actor bill up. So really, who's the bad guy here? All right, is it Shadow? Or is it Scientologists? Yeah.
Oh.
Trying to keep the actors. So see, that's what it is. It's a battle between good and evil. But which one's good and which one's evil?
Oh my God.
Mhm.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Scientology, every good actor. SEGA. Sega.
Holy fuck, it's true! Oh my god, back it up, guys. Back it up. We gotta get the fuck out of here and tracking us or some shit.
All right. So, Shadow the Hedgehog is replacing nominees and well, the Academy with robotic replacements in order to skew the nominations into terrible territory.
Correct.
Nominating a bunch of crap and leaving out a bunch of good stuff. is what
Mostly,
you're saying.
and so we'll lose our good actors, and then eventually he's going to get his bump from when Sonic does good, because the Scientologists
Right.
are there bumping that shit, because Cruz got his job, he's in the fucking hedgehog suit.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. That's your conspiracy theory. Jorge, it's now your turn to deliver the goods. What you got with your tinfoil hat?
Stevie, you are close. You're so close to my theory.
Really?
Yes.
Are you serious?
So I know what you're thinking. You're like, Shadow the Hedgehog. His name's Shadow. He's the dark, shadowy figure. You think he's the evil guy behind the scenes, pulling the strings, doing all the evil machinations. He's not. Shadow's the victim here. It's the Oscar-nominating board that's the bad guy.
Yes!
It is.
Okay.
It is the Oscar-nominating board that has been trying to sink and attack Sega and the Sonic games as a whole.
Really?
Shadow the Hedgehog was going to be our generation's Wild Stallions. But the Oscar nominating board couldn't suffer with that unifying force of humanity coming together behind one awesome game, and thus no one would want to vote on which movie's the best movie anymore. They would just love all the movies that came out. No one would argue. There'd be no more conflict. So that's why the board is behind that. So they've been trying to sync the Sonic games. That's why Sega went with Downfall. Was Hollywood behind the scenes trying to sync them and promoting Nintendo. Nintendo behind this shit too because Mario's fucking evil.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Exactly.
Like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we don't say that.
Sorry. You have the board thinking that you have Shadow the Hedgehog was going to be the greatest game ever. And the Oscar nomination board couldn't have that. Also, with the Sonic movie, that original horrible trailer of the teeth, that was Hollywood putting out the fake promo. The real one's coming out, and that's going to be a good movie. But Hollywood tried to put out bad CGI intentionally to continue to torpedo the Sonic franchise.
Oh, shit.
But the backlash was too strong.
Exactly. Sonic is making a comeback. Shadow the Hedgehog will come forth, and he will be our digital savior.
Shit.
He will unite humanity, and the shadowy Oscar nomination board, they'll fall.
Okay. All right. So we have Shadow the Hedgehog is replacing the Academy with mechanical replicants
Or threatening lives.
in order to sway the nominations towards downfall, bring about the downfall of the Oscars.
Correct.
And we have almost the exact reverse of that.
Yes.
Where the Academy is actively trying to sync Sega and Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's right.
And it's one or the other, because if not, it can't be nothing.
That's why you were close when you said Shadow was the bad
I don't know,
guy.
man. I think
Shadow's
you're
not
close.
The bad guy. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's not, but he is, It's like a
But
reverse
you know what?
conspiracy.
I agree with you.
I don't know.
Tom Cruise is the bad
I
guy.
know, yeah, he's definitely the bad guy. He's definitely
We gotta take him out.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have
my
to
goodness.
modify the new Top Gun movie coming out.
Oh, yeah.
That blows the fuck up.
That's true. I can be the call sign Tails.
Yes,
Fuck
awesome.
yeah.
See, I can just picture Tom Cruise at home alone listening to a podcast. Call my agent. I want to be on the show with the BFYTW guy. And then all of a sudden, this show plays. And he's like, my agent, forget it. Yeah, fuck these people. I'm going to grab a pillow and cry.
Some of the lawyers. Like, oh, shit.
Every pillow's a body pillow to Tom Cruise.
Even those little airline pillows.
All right.
Somebody
So
change my sawdust.
I need to pick a conspiracy theory that is the craziest. And there is no doubt in my mind. The Academy trying to sync Sega is the craziest
That's
conspiracy theory of this episode. Just because, why?
Fuck yeah.
Fucking why?
Because of awesomeness.
I mean, Stevie's at least kind of made a little bit of sense because the Sonic movie's coming out. Of course, Shadow's got to influence things to make that better and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But that just the reverse makes zero sense whatsoever. What did Sega do? What did Sega do to earn this wrath?
Because
how did the Academy know that Shadow was going to be our Wild Stallions?
They didn't know.
Because they saw it coming.
Listen,
We knew.
listen, you don't have to explain it.
You don't have to.
I've accepted
What?
that it is insane. So for that, you have earned 2 points and are now in the lead, which means it's anybody's game when we come to game 3, the speed run, right after this.
Hi, folks. I'm Crazy Eddie, and I want to sell you a dick. I got dildos of all shapes and sizes. I got long dildos. I got small dildos. I got dildos shaped like a corkscrew so you can fuck a duck. I got dildos that talk to you. I got dildos that listen to you. I got dildos that talk to each other and ignore you completely. So come on down to Crazy Eddie's Dildo Emporium and Discount Billy Club store. It'll be a good time for the whole family.
Welcome back. Game 3 is called the speed run. 5 quick-fire topics. The players will take turns deciding which of 2 possibilities I like better. Whichever team gets 3 of them correct first will get 3 points and win this game overall. So, Stevie, you lost the last game, so you're going to get the first choice of these topics.
Sweet.
Topic number 1 of today's speed run.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Who
Yeah.
versus Dr. Light from Mega Man.
Yeah.
Who would I rather have to do my surgery?
Ooh, surgery.
Yep.
Like,
To get surgery from either of these doctors.
what type of surgery are we speaking of?
Surgery.
Like, I'm opening you up surgery?
Surgery.
Fuck Dr. Light. 100%, he's an actual doctor. Doctor Who is a doctor just like I'm a fucking, what am I?
You're a
a
Stevie.
minister. Like, yeah, guess what?
You're a Stevie.
I'm a minister. Legally, yeah. Did I go to any training? No. Dr. Light at least has medical training. He built Mega Man physiologically in a couple of the books. Or games.
Use
Games
that
were
word
different.
right.
'Cause some were human, some were robotic, some were full robotic. I don't know.
I hate when they go full robotic.
So,
Go
Stevie
on.
apparently does not know a lot about the Mega Man series.
No, but Dr. Light's a real doctor. And he probably knows a lot more than Doctor Who knows about doing surgeries. He knows the insides of robots. Robots are like people, gears and shit inside there. There's fucking pumps and pulleys and shit. Fucking red oil.
Congratulations.
Hydraulic
Red oil.
It's like hydraulic fluid, man. It's the same fucking thing. It pumps in
What
and
kind of
out.
oil did he for this guy again?
The red one.
Oh, yeah. Burn a few quarts low. Sorry.
Dude, Dr. Light's so goddamn
Maybe a little
shit.
bit of the blue oil if it hasn't
No.
come out of the heart.
I'm not saying that.
Congratulations on your win.
I'm not saying that Doctor Who wouldn't be able to help out, because Doctor Who almost always completes whatever quest, mission, whatever, and saves, especially if you're a friend of him or her, right? True. But to do it all by themselves, their own skill, no way in hell. You'd end up with like a fucking duck's beak in there somehow, talking all weird, and then it's like reverberating through, making a heart. I don't fucking know, man. Doctor Who's weird and shit. Nothing makes real sense. It's all fake sense. It's not real.
Moving on to game 2.
Okay. Well, Jorge, do you have a rebuttal or do you agree?
To that nonsense? No, I do not.
It makes sense.
Makes sense to somebody here, not me or Aaron. I said, what is he picking again?
Doctor Who or Dr. Light from Mega Man? Which would I rather have
What
do
do you-
my surgery?
Dr.
He
Light.
picked Dr. Light.
Yes.
I mean, I guess Dr. Light would do some good work.
Real doctor.
Well, I mean, but, just because he's a doctor doesn't mean he's a doctor of, human physiology.
You can have a doctor in a lot of things that
Yeah.
have nothing to do with
He
medicine.
could be a doctor of mechanical engineering, which
Yeah.
does nothing for surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Hughes, he's a Time Lord. I mean, like, he never fails in anything. And the sonic screwdriver can do whatever he wants. I think Doctor Who would be a better doctor. Like, if he couldn't solve the problem himself, he would either know who could or be able to take you to that person, or he'd even go back in time and prevent your injury from happening at all. He'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, don't go in that elevator because it's going to crash to the bottom of the floor, and just prevent it in the first place. I think Dr. Light would give you some great upgrades.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
like, I
blast
wouldn't mind, being able to summon the rush engine, the rush jet, or whatever.
Oh.
I'm going to think Doctor Who would definitely be able to perform surgery on a human, on anything really.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion, but it's not your choice. Stevie, it's down to you. Do you want to stick with your answer of Dr. Light, or would you like to switch to Doctor Who? Which would I rather have doing my surgery?
I'm going to stick with Dr. Light just on the fact the physiology of a robot is almost identical to a human being.
Just a different color oil.
Just a different color
Exactly.
oil. Completely different materials with
Just
way different organs.
The insides,
and
the
not even
insides are
and-
practically the same.
And literally not even a little bit the same, which is why I picked Doctor Who. There's literally no way Dr. Light could perform surgery on a human being. I practically guarantee it. I didn't look into to see if Dr. Light actually had a real doctor.
I laugh if he does.
He may have.
I'm going to look into this
He may
shit.
be something like a doctor of physics or a doctor he could be a doctor of robotics for all I know. What I do know is that he's not a doctor of people. Neither is Doctor Who, but Doctor Who has a lot of advantages that Dr. Light doesn't have, and I think Doctor Who would make a great effort to be good at it if he had to do my surgery.
And
like
your
he might
brain would get
be
replaced with a
reading
sponge
from
or
the
something.
book as he's cutting me open, but he would do as good a job as possible.
You at
given
least
the
he knows.
circumstances.
You at least know he understands what he's reading as he's doing it.
Yes, exactly. So I had to give the point to Doctor Who, which means, Jorge, you have taken the first topic of the speed run. It is 1-0. The choice stays with Stevie as we move to topic number 2.
It's all for suspense, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stick with that. That's fine.
I'm gonna keep hitting this
all
shit.
right,
Go ahead.
Topic number 2: Scrooge McDuck versus Richie Rich. Who'd run a better campaign for president?
Ooh. Fuck. Okay, run a campaign for president? Truthfully,
Yeah.
I know this one. And everybody at this table, everybody listening to this knows that it's Scrooge McDuck.
Okay.
He's actually campaigned plenty of times on DuckTales, bitch. I know. I watched a ton of that shit. It's actually on right now, Disney Plus. Yeah, motherfuckers.
They're getting way too much advertising.
I don't care.
We're just giving them free
Hey,
advertising.
I'm just bowing down to the overlords now. Just hoping for a good place in the future, all right? But Richie Rich, though he has the financial backing and the butler to do his work, if he's actually running it, no, he'd run it like a child, man. Like Lucy and her fucking 5-cent fucking fortune shit or whatever therapy thing. She's not doing it legit, legally, with the right papers and tax documents, charging the right fees, so that way she's taking out the correct amount for her taxes and shit. She's doing that shit wrong, man. She's doing it like a kid. He'd do the same thing. His fucking fees and shit he collecting from all those people supporting him, he'd fuck up, man. Kid would be in jail in like fucking 3 weeks. Guarantee it. He'd probably buy blow with it or something stupid. Not know to use your own money for that type of shit and campaign money for the campaign. All right? Now, McDuck knows about like fucking penny pinching and everything. He knows his way around money. So you have nothing to worry about right there with the campaign funds at all. Yeah, it might be sparse, but he could do it right, man. And I guarantee, yeah, the people running it are probably going to be miserable out their ass, but he'd be the most successful one out of them.
All right. Jorge, rebuttal, or do you agree?
You sealed your fate at the end of your argument by saying Scrooge McDuck is a penny pincher.
Mm-hmm.
And he is.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he would not spend any of his money on a campaign.
Correct.
Or any of the money on a campaign. He would take the cheapest route possible, and it wouldn't be that good. Richie Rich, on the other hand, if I recall, I've never realized comic books, but I know he had like all his friends, and he had no problem spreading his money around and helping other people. So I think he definitely wouldn't have a problem putting the money forth and showing people that he's like a very a philanthropist. Like he would invest in like social programs, and he would help people that are less fortunate than himself. So I think that, on top of like, you know, him spending the money, would definitely garner the votes for. Is he running, or is he running a campaign like for himself?
The question was who would run a better campaign for president. It does not say that they'd be running themselves.
Okay.
Oh.
I think in either event, though, I think Richie Rich would be better because either he would spend the money and show it, and then he could even like kind of put himself behind, like, oh yeah, you know, I help my friends, I help people out. He'd have no problem spending it. Whereas Scrooge McDuck, completely tight web-footed, whatever, fisted, feathered.
That's racist.
Well, I don't care. He's a fucking duck. Fucking duck. So I think Richie Rich would get one of the better campaigns. Where he is actually
Fucking
running-
duck. Richie Rich 2020.
Yes. Whack on this.
Yes.
I think we need to have that dildo commercial on this episode.
That's fair.
Yes.
All right. So once again, that's your opinion, Jorge, but the choice is Stevie's. Do you want to stick to your choice of Scrooge McDuck, or do you want to switch to Richie Rich? Who would I think would run a better campaign for president?
Still sticking with Scrooge McDuck because I know he's done it before. He's got the experience for it.
Good choice, because that's what I picked.
Yeah.
100% Scrooge McDuck. At first I tried to reason this out, like who would actually run the better campaign, and I completely agree with Jorge that Scrooge McDuck would penny pinch. He'd try to look for cheaper ways to get the word out, and Richie Rich would just kind of spread money out, but he probably would not be as good at it. Like he just solves the problems by throwing money at it as opposed to like thinking his way through things. So like I imagine a lot of his advertisements would just be kind of crap, middle of the road maybe. Whereas Scrooge McDuck's ads might be fewer in number, but I think they'd be better campaign ads. So I couldn't really put it down to that. So I literally just at the 11th hour of trying to figure this out, I just went, which one do I like more? I just picked Scrooge McDuck. I think he'd be a better campaign ad. I just think he also comes across as more genuine to me than Richie Rich does. He's just and it's just a more likable guy in my book. So I went with Scrooge McDuck, which means Stevie takes that speedrun topic. It's tied 1-1, which means the choice comes back to Jorge for topic number 3. Optimus Prime versus Megatron at a mechanical bull riding championship. Who stays on the longest?
Question. Which version of these characters are we using first? Is the original toy ones like the truck and the gun? Because I need to know before we do anything.
Fuck. All right.
That's changing everything up.
All right, fuck you. The cartoon version.
Cool. The car and the gun, though, right? The truck and the gun.
Sure.
Okay. No, I gotta make sure. There was like 5 different cartoon versions, too. It's like Beast Wars and shit, and they got like raptor claws and shit.
No. Optimus Prime and Megatron as they were in the cartoons, however they were in the cartoons.
Truck and the gun.
That's what I had imagined. Yes, whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's been years since I've seen these things.
These are your categories.
No, they're not. None of these were my idea. Literally none.
What? You didn't write these? How dare you?
So...
Yes.
It's your choice, sir. What do you think? Optimus Prime or Megatron?
Who stays on longer? It's not a matter who stays on longer. It's who's getting off first. And watching this, I'm getting off first. Because this is hot. This is some robot on robot and mechanical bull action. This checks so many boxes for me. Wait, this is a different show. Never mind. That's a Patreon later. That's After Dark. After Dark.
Yeah.
What else does advertise
that's what I like to check boxes.
That's the void of space After Dark.
That's the OnlyFans page. We don't talk about that yet.
Yeah, exactly. I think, yes, going with, I wouldn't have taken you down this rabbit hole of which versions of the characters they were.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
I need to know.
You're not sorry, but we're sorry. I'm going to go with Megatron.
Okay.
Now, the only reason I say this, because I believe the original version, he was the gun, and at one point, he has the tripod mount for the gun.
Yes.
Like I know, it is the brace.
He's got the back, the buttstock.
Yeah, when Starscream used it.
Yeah, because he had the buttstock.
There was a bipod at some point.
I think later on, yeah.
Well, okay, when that happened,
yeah.
That's what I'm based on, though.
Okay.
I'm basing on, I think, like, he could find a way to kind of, like, wedge himself on either the bipod or the buttstock.
As a gun?
As the gun. I think that would be his best. Like, they're both robot form, they both have their arms and hands and whatever. Hold on. I think if, Optimus transforms, he's just a giant fucking a Mack truck.
I'm assuming the bullet got huge anyway.
No, it's a tiny bull. That's why.
They're both getting crushed. But go ahead.
They both get on there crushing me. If that's some shit kick a barn.
Right.
If we have any Texas fans, I don't apologize.
It's the other place then, Tennessee.
Sure, I don't apologize for everything.
It was not the one to see other.
So I'm going to go with Megatron just because he has those kind of self-stabilizing features.
Okay.
I think that might help.
Interesting. Stevie, do you have a rebuttal or do you agree?
I am so happy you picked Megatron. Because no joke, there's an episode of Optimus Prime fucking got a ball.
I don't believe
I don't believe you. I do not believe
Dude,
you.
100%. I'll look it up right now.
All right, look it up.
All right.
Look it up. Find it.
Go into
because this is bullshit. Literally bullshit.
Optimus.
Mechanical bullshit or real bullshit?
Mechanical bullshit. Mechanical bull turds. And this does not exist.
It's going to be a cosplayer
This
in
does not
cardboard
exist.
outfit.
Yeah,
on
it's
mechanical
gonna.
bull.
He's seen somebody at a con do something like this,
Yeah.
and he's conflated it for something that actually.
Although if he does
happened
find
in
a video of a cosplayer, I'd give him some credit for that at least.
To be honest, like I feel like Stevie sees the entire world and reality as just one big cartoon. Like the whole thing isn't real for him.
Have you heard him lately? Like, if you mention Steve Irwin, he hates
Fuck
Steve
that
Irwin.
cocksucker.
And it's because of the thing he came up with on the previous show. That has become reality to him. His own concocted story is now ingrained. That's how Steve Irwin was. The Bumblebee Stingray thing is real to him now because he said it.
I was mistaken. It was not Optimus Prime.
Okay.
Oh, who was it?
Who was it?
Some other robot. It wasn't even Transformers.
Was it GoBots?
It was some Japanese thing I was watching. I'm like, oh fuck, that's not even close to it.
Oh, you thought my robot porn cake was bad. Yours is off-brand.
To be fair, I wasn't wearing my glasses when I was watching it. I was in bed.
All right, so Stevie, your opinion is some other robot.
I believe another robot kicked both their asses.
Stevie's the first contestant to go off the board.
It's Mechanical Cowboy. He can ride the bull.
I believe everyone will agree with me. No, so,
9,000.
if they had preparation, I think they would both be equal. But out of the box, Optimus Prime beats any task against friggin' Megatron. And if they're going to competition against each other in bull riding, Optimus Prime is the kind of bitch that would take that shit to heart. Like, I'm gonna die if I don't win. Because he died that one time in one fucking movie and broke millions of children's hearts, you fucking cocksucker. But you know what? You'd win this. For us.
I think you're the only person to call Optimus Prime a bitch. I like that. 'Cause that bitch.
But I'm going with Optimus Prime.
All right. So your opinion is Optimus Prime.
Yes.
I'm really kind of disappointed you didn't stick to off the board.
So
Jorge, it's not Stevie's choice. It's your choice. Are you going to stick to Megatron or are you going to go off the board?
I kind of want to go off the board.
fuck both these guys.
A random Japanese robot is what you picked. You set this question up with two options, and you're going to pick a completely different third one just to fuck with us.
I would go with Mr. Roboto's Silver Spur 9000. Yeah. I will stick with Megatron because that's how the game is supposed to be played.
Good choice, because that's what I picked as well. Simply based on the opinion of mine, because he would cheat.
Yes.
Megatron would cheat. 100% Megatron would cheat. He would probably have Starscream like threaten the audience or something like that to get Optimus Prime off his bull. You know, whatever. He would find a way to fuck with him. I guarantee he would find a way to
fair.
He would probably use.
I mean, Optimus Prime would blow him and his homies up in the end.
Yeah.
You know, at the end. But as far as
that's a hard call though. And on a mechanical bull,
as
it's hard.
far as a sporting opportunity would be, there's no way Megatron would play by the rules. So I put down that he won, which means Jorge takes the topic. He has 2 topics to Stevie's 1, so the choice comes back to Stevie for topic number 4.
Okay.
And this should be interesting. As far as I know, this is the first one of these we've done.
Oh, shit.
San Francisco 49ers
okay.
versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Which team would win a 53-man Chinese New Year dragon boat race?
That's not the Super Bowl.
No, it's not. Wow. Jesus Christ. I'd like, you know what? The 49ers, they are probably the more coordinated team that work better together out of the two. Kansas City just got there by luck. Like, no joke. They're a bunch of pussies. Just like Optimus Prime.
Jesus.
Calling out Optimus Prime. Calling out 53 grown-ass men who play fucking football.
Exactly. Grown-ass men playing fucking football. Right. And I'm here working 40 fucking hours a week, busting my ass.
I can't wait to share this show to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, my God.
It's okay. 49ers, baby.
All right. So that was a quick one, but okay. That's your opinion, 49ers. All right. Jorge, do you agree or do you have a rebuttal?
I like the idea because I believe the Chinese Lunar New Year is coming up. So I believe so. Their traditional New Year is like the 5th week in spring or something.
Yeah.
Chinese Dragon Boat traditionally like 10 men, like rowing canoes, like
yeah.
So I like the idea of 53 guys lined up, just kind of
giant long ass.
Not to mention
a sideways boat.
Not to mention 300-pound dudes.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Chinese one, like 150 pound, like they're little Chinese guys. But you get like these 350-pound American football players. I would like to watch this. You're gonna go with the 49ers, which is fine. I will take the high-powered offense of the Kansas City Chiefs, winning the Chinese New Year Dragon Boat by a score of 35-24.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I don't. 30. I think no. First of all, you're wrong on who's winning. Obviously, 49ers got that. And 35-24, I actually don't think is going to be that big.
No?
I know, I really don't.
It's gonna be
24 might be the
It's
top.
going to be a low-scoring Dragon Boat race.
I do. I think 24 might be, if it's in there, it's the top. That's the top number.
Give
But
me your number, man. Give me a score.
oh, jeez, I'm actually going to say somewhere around
17-10.
I wasn't even gonna say that high, man. I was gonna say like fucking
1-0.
maybe 14, maybe 14.
Literally the most impossible score
Yes.
in
Yeah,
football history.
I'm gonna say maybe
1-0.
14. Well, maybe because if they get the 3, maybe
No.
no 14. I'm gonna say 14-24.
So you okay?
Okay.
14-24.
Yeah.
So we will
All
find
right.
out.
Yeah.
So, in any event,
Mhm.
regardless of all this nonsense, it was Stevie's pick.
Yes.
And so, are you sticking with the San Francisco 49ers, or has Jorge swayed you to the Kansas City
No
Chiefs?
way. Nobody can sway that dirty beast. By that I mean me.
Oh, I thought you meant your penis.
Forty-niners
I hate to tell you, Stevie, I'm so sorry.
in
You just got the second point of the game because I picked the 49ers.
What
So here, let me explain how I came to this decision.
Yeah.
I looked on a website and it told me the 49ers. literally, I know.
Did you put in that question?
I know fucking nothing about sports.
Are you fucking
Less than nothing about sports. I come to watch a football game and I go, ooh, pretty colors. Like, I don't give a fucking shit about what's happening in the world of sports. So I didn't even know these were the teams who made it to the Super Bowl. I'm just like, he just picked 2 random teams. Okay. So I was like, fuck, I gotta actually look into this. And I was like, all right. So I looked into the Dragon Boat race, and it appears to require a decent amount of upper body strength. Because it is all arms.
It's all rowing,
It's
yeah.
seriously rowing, so you need really good upper body strength. So I tried to compare their offensive and defensive lines to each other. According to this website that I kind of understood, the 49ers had better offensive and defensive lines than the Kansas City Chiefs. Or I think their offensive line was better than Kansas City Chiefs' defensive line, but the Kansas City Chiefs' offensive line was on par with the 49ers. I'm not even 100% sure what I was reading. I don't know why I have words. But I decided, based on what I'd read, that, okay, it must be the 49ers. So Stevie gets the second topic, and it's all tied up 2-2.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to this, the 5th topic of the speed run, and this is going to be the decider. Jorge, you're going to get the choice, and oh boy, is this a doozy. Topic number 5, Stephen Fry versus Sandy Toksvig. Who would I rather have as my pub quiz team captain?
What? No.
Both either?
Who?
All?
So Stevie might not be very familiar with this.
No.
In Britain, it's very popular, but there are some places in America that do this. Often, their pubs or their bars will have trivia quiz nights.
Oh yeah, I did that.
And it's such a huge thing in Britain that there are like massive trivia associations.
Yeah, there's
Like
leagues.
there's leagues and there's rankings of trivia quiz players to the
Holy
point where they have a game show based entirely around the best quizzers in their country facing off against normal people.
Oh, cool.
It's called The Chase. It's a fantastic show.
Awesome.
But the point is, they do a lot of pub quizzes there. Here in America, not so much. I've been to a couple, and it's kind of fun. You just sit there with a group of people you probably know, friends usually. You put together a pub quiz team, and you all show up, and they give you like a worksheet to fill out when they ask the questions, and you fill them out and answer them, and then you turn them in and get points how many you get right. And like the team wins like free drinks or whatever, or maybe like, what have you, posters or things, So it's a big thing in Britain, not so big here, but we do it. But it's so huge in Britain, and these 2 people in particular are just really, really difficult for me to choose from. They've both hosted QI, which is one of the most intelligent shows on any
that. That's a
television
good
anywhere.
show. That's
And one of
such a
the
good
it's a hilarious
It's
show, and it's
beautifully
really,
brilliant.
really smart. They're both incredibly brilliant people, and I feel like they'd both be amazing on a pub quiz team. Not to mention, they're both incredibly interesting.
I think I know who Stephen Fry is.
Stephen Fry is the
He's
older,
so-
larger gentleman. He's gay, and
Yes, I know
he
you're
was
talking
in
about.
he was
The
in
gay one.
he was in one of the Hobbit movies.
He was also the narrator for the Harry Potter movies.
Yes,
He
and
was the voice of
Is he?
yeah.
Oh shit.
yeah, and he read all the audiobooks, I think. Or some of them.
He was in Sherlock with Robert Downey Jr.
I have not seen that.
One of the most famous things he did was a bit of Fry and Laurie, which was a sketch comedy show he did with Hugh Laurie, who eventually became House.
Yeah.
Oh, that was older. That was like
yeah.
late 80s right now.
I've seen clips of that. That show is freaking hysterical. In any event, the man is brilliant. He's absolute genius. And if you ever listen to him talk about anything, you will get sucked in because he has such a fantastically honeyed voice, and he knows what he's talking about. He's an incredibly intelligent dude.
Yeah, he's not like me.
I would absolutely listen to him just read the phone book for hours.
Yeah, honestly.
He could read a dictionary, it'd be amazing.
But he's a comedian. First and foremost, he was an entertainer for the longest time. And,
right.
So a very funny dude, very intelligent. Sandy Toksvig, almost, if you take away their nationalities and their genders, they're almost exactly the same. Sandy Toksvig, incredibly intelligent. She's a Danish woman. She's gay. She has hosted QI since
They're the best ones.
She has hosted QI since Stephen Fry left.
Uh-huh.
Also incredibly intelligent. Also very funny.
Immediately fit in.
Yeah, immediately, almost instantly. It was like she'd been there the whole time, literally. And so basically, like I'm saying, they're both fascinating individuals. They're both fun to watch and listen to. They're both really, really intelligent. So I stared at this cue card for a good several minutes waiting for something to hit me.
Nothing yet?
But I did eventually make it.
I thought you didn't choose yet.
This was the hardest one to choose, which is why I made it last.
Oh, shit.
So it's not your pick, it's Jorge. So Jorge, why don't you tell me what you think?
This, for you judging, because you are the one you have to pick, obviously.
Yes.
Judging you, this is going to be the flip of a coin. I cannot think what your deciding factor would be on these two people. Even in my opinion, it'd be I would take either one. It wouldn't even matter to me.
Oh, yeah.
But I have to make a choice, and I think I'm going to go with Stephen Fry, based solely on the fact that he was the first one in QI. I'm hanging on the show QI. He was the first one. I mean, he's there longer, I guess. But, I mean, absolutely nothing against Sandy. I love Sandy. She's absolutely adorable. I want to see... She just announced she's going to no longer do Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of the episodes with her on it.
I want to watch those.
I would love to watch those.
Yeah.
But, my only exposure to her, and really Stephen Fry, is QI. I've seen the Harry Potter movies. I love his voice, obviously, but I don't associate him with the movies.
Right.
So my biggest thing is knowing both of them is QI. And I do love them both dearly, but I'm just gonna throw it to Stephen Fry. That's just all there is to it. He was the original. That's it.
All right. Stevie, knowing as little as you appeared to when we posed the question about them,
yes.
Do you have an opinion one way or the other?
I do.
Okay.
Stephen Fry's a bum.
What?
He's been replaced.
What? By a robotic replicant? By Shadow the Hedgehog?
No.
He voluntarily retired.
Seriously, Fry was the only one I actually knew out of the two, so I probably would have chosen him, but I seriously don't know much about either of the two, so I don't know which you would have chosen.
Yeah,
so I will take the default answer of the other one.
That's fair.
The default answer of the other one.
Yeah, I really have no idea which one do.
Well, only one of us can be right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. As long as we choose different answers, we win as a team.
This is true.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I'd like to go off the board. I'd like to go with Alan Davis.
Whoa.
Well, he'd be fun to play a pub quiz with, but he wouldn't do very well. I don't think. But I mean, no, he's very intelligent. But
dude, I did one of those things.
The moon
at a poutine restaurant. There's a poutine restaurant that did trivia. South Park trivia.
Do you remember when we used to go on Thursday nights at the restaurants around the area?
Yeah, they had one at
the bars. Yeah,
I forgot. They do that at all the bars.
Yeah,
I don't go out anymore. I'm a recluse.
Yeah. Well, it was a dinner thing. They would have you playing.
All right. So I got your opinions, but Jorge, it comes down to this, and you got to get it right.
I mean, Stephen Fry, just because. I mean, I can't say I'm not saying he's better than Sandy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Sandy's better than him, but I'm just going to pick Stephen Fry. Throwing a dart in dartboard.
Stephen Fry is an absolutely fascinating dude. One of my favorite things about him is that he was such close friends with Emma Thompson.
Yes, I remember a few episodes.
And she did an episode of QI where she explained that she used to run around naked specifically because it irritated Stephen so much. But one of the most fascinating things about that whole situation was she was writing a screenplay and had somehow got it corrupted or screwed up on her computer.
Oh yeah,
and she freaked out and didn't know what to do. And Steven took apparently 5 hours, sat down on her computer and saved her screenplay, which wound up winning an Oscar.
Holy shit!
So
it
it was something like that.
Very
Was it Sense and
British.
Sensibility or
Yeah,
something
maybe
like
that
that?
was it.
Wow.
But yeah, he saved her screenplay and she won an Oscar for it. So it's just a really fascinating dude.
That's cool.
But I picked Sandy.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh shit!
I did. I picked
can't be
Sandy.
mad.
You couldn't go wrong either way. You literally couldn't.
Right.
They're both magnificent human beings, and they're both incredible. But I honestly put it down to which one I thought would like me more. And
Wouldn't that be Steven?
no, I don't think Steven would like me very much for some reason. I have a very strange feeling, based on the people who I know he spends time with. They're not really a lot like me.
Other people you hang out with?
Well, no, it's just not to mention, I know an awful lot about Steven, but I don't know that much about Sandy. Sandy would also be more interesting to me, but I also think she's just a tad bit warmer.
Right.
Just a
More approachable.
Just a teeny bit warmer. Yeah, more approachable.
Right.
And like I said, I think out of the two of them, she would take to me more than Steven would. And I think we'd be, better friends, I think. If putting it down to that, which was literally the only thing I could put it down to, because otherwise they're both so incredibly equal in my mind. If I wanted to go with Sandy and I got Steven, I'd be thrilled. It doesn't matter. That's fantastic. This is gonna be great. Either way. But I did have to pick one. I picked Sandy, which means, Steven, you have won this today's speed run and won the game. 2 games in a row you've won.
That's
Congratulations. Yep.
That's a first.
Let me know how 4 feels.
You know what? I think you're right. I think this is your first streak.
It might be.
2 games in a
I
row.
think so.
To the archives.
Let's see how far he can take it.
Oh, shit.
Congratulations. Well, that's our show for today. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BFYTW Podcast. That's BFYTW Podcast. Feel free to send us topics to discuss on the show. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow me at Pantsless Aaron. You can follow Stevie at
Midnight Smoke 1.
You can follow Jorge at
HH_Empire.
And the guy who did our music for us is at Kerosene Letter. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and share our show if you enjoyed it. And that's it from us. Why? Because fuck you, that's why.